I was thinking about something. The past couple of years about how do people actually make money and how I can make money. That was the biggest thing. How can I make money coming up in the new year or the new time or whatnot? And you go so many different ways. You buy courses, maybe you attend events, maybe you get coaching or whatnot. And after spending so much money, myself spending so much money on a variety of things, I've really nailed it down to one way that you make money. And it's so simple that most people will overlook it and most people will undervalue it. But when I tell you it is the supreme thing to do, I mean it. And it's very simple. Have more conversations with people that buy what you have to sell. Right? It's underwhelming. It sounds underwhelming. It sounds like too simple. But I want you to think about it for a second. Have more conversations with people that pay for what I buy. Okay, let's break that down a little bit. First of all, you have to know what you sell. And this is where a lot of people they're confused a little bit. And when I first started coaching people and getting into the coaching space, people would come to me and say, Odell, I want to get paid to speak. I want to get paid to speak like you. That's great. That's phenomenal. There's a lot of money out there to do it. But what are you actually selling when you say that you want to get paid to speak? Most people don't even look at it as sales. That's the issue. They don't even look at it as sales. So you have to first internalize and understand what I do is sales. Is what I do. So if you want to get paid to speak, if you want to get paid for consulting, if you want to get paid for coaching, what are you actually selling? What are you selling? If you're just selling advice, people aren't going to pay a lot for that. Unless you are famous, unless you are an industry expert or something of that nature, people are not going to just pay for your advice. It's got to be very specific. So that's the first thing. Figure out what it is that you're selling. Here's the next step. After you figure out what you're selling, you have to figure out who is buying what you're selling. Who is buying what you're selling? So then once you get to that step, who's buying what I'm selling? And if it's random, like all over the place, anybody can buy what I have to offer. You have to whittle it down. Some way, somehow. You have to whittle it down. If it is like we said, a course or something like that, then you're looking at the individual. If it is a speaking contract, if it's a consulting contract, if it's an HVAC unit or whatever, it could be an organization, it could be a different group, but you have to whittle it down. And I want you to think about it in the using the bullseye metaphor. So if you look at a target, just target, there's a big bunch of rings. There's a large ring, there's a smaller ring, then there's a smaller ring, there's a smaller ring, and then there's the bullseye. You have to figure out who that bullseye is. So your bullseye might be 6'1" left-handed people that live in Maine. Maybe that's the bullseye. But can left-handed people that live in Vermont benefit from it? Sure. But we have to start whittling it down that way. And then not just by who they are, like describing them, how much they got. This is difficult too. Who's going to have the money to buy your thing? Who's going to have the money to pay for the services that you offer at a high clip? This was something that I feel like maybe I missed it, or maybe somebody didn't explain it to me the right way. But high ticket offers and all that stuff, they're more connected to the who than they are the what. So people that don't have any money pay for coaching. They just pay for a $37 course because they don't have any money. But then there are millionaires that will pay $37,000. See the difference? They're buying the same thing. They're just paying different things for it, like a car. Some people will buy a $300,000 vehicle. And there's some people that buy a $3,000 vehicle. You have to play an experimentation game to figure out who is more likely to buy the $300,000 vehicle. Those are the people that I want to talk to. Who's more likely to buy the $3,000 car? The student that just turned 16, that has been working all summer, is saving up their money. All right, so that's who I'm gonna target there, versus the other person is the CEO of a Fortune 1000 company. So once you figure those things out, you see how we're going through this? Most people just want to jump in and say, oh, well, I'll just sell my thing because I saw somebody else doing it. No, you got to figure out what you're selling first and foremost. You got to figure out who would actually buy the thing. Here's where the magic is. Here's how you make all the money. Talk to the people that are more likely to buy your thing a lot. Yeah, that's it. Let's talk to those people a lot. What's a lot? Every day. Find the people, talk to the people every single day. That's how. Now, sure, you can automate it through ads, you send emails, you can attend events and meetups and all that stuff. But that's the magical part. Once you do the basic stuff, the magical part is showing up, or a representative from your company showing up, and you actually talking to people that can buy your stuff on a regular basis, every day, if you want to get paid. Does that make sense? I hope so. That's how you're going to make money. And in my entire business career, ever since I was 14 and started selling candy, in revisionist history, like looking back, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like I made money there because I was talking to a lot of people that were buying the thing that I wanted to buy. But I didn't plainly hear anybody focus on it. So I want you to focus on that. That's how you will make money. Talking to, having conversations too. That means you're speaking and you're listening to what they're saying. The people that could pay you money. Don't waste time with people that either can't pay you money or are not willing to pay you money. If you waste your time, that is your fault. It's your fault. A mentor of mine said this a long time ago, and I don't know if I bought into it, but I do now. I buy into it all the way now. He said that everybody that you come into contact with, whether they know it or not, wants something from you. Your job is to figure out what it is as fast as possible and decide if you're willing to give it to them or not. When he said it, I was thinking to myself, everybody doesn't want. Like, there are nice people that don't want something. They want something, even if it's just your time. They want your time. Maybe the reason why they want it is because they're nice people and they want to connect with nice people. Cool. That's fine. Are you willing to give them your time? Maybe somebody wants something else. Maybe they want a business partnership or something. Figure it out as fast as possible and decide, okay, yeah, I'm cool with this. So that goes both ways. When you're talking to people, make sure that you're very clear on what you intend for the outcome to be so they can decide. I don't know if I want to continue this conversation. That's why it's good to talk to people that are willing to pay for what you offer. Because then you know fast. Hey, I got a landscaping business. This person lives in an apartment. Nah, it's not worth my time. It's not worth my time. And what's up, Q? Yeah, so that charging your worth, one thing about that is you're always going to leave money on the table. You're always going to leave money on the table. That's just life. Everybody's trying to get a deal. So what you want to do is you want to bake in what a deal is for you off the bat. And so this is what I do. This is how I operate. You don't have to operate this way, but having something as a reference point for your pricing. So if somebody wants to pay me to speak, I always, in my head, I'm thinking 3 mortgage payments. That's what I want. 3 mortgage payments. So if I do this deal, I'm going to get 3 mortgage payments. 3 mortgage payments. 3 mortgage payments. All right, cool. That's in my head. That's what I'm thinking. Now, if somebody comes back and wants to negotiate and they say, "Nah, Odell, we can't do that." I don't tell them it's 3. I don't tell them how much 3 mortgage payments is, but I'm giving you this in this example. This is an example. And they say, "Nah, we're not willing to do that." Say, "Cool. All right. How close can your group, can your company, can you get to that price point?" And if they say we can only get this far and it's 2 mortgage payments, then I have a business decision to make. You know what I mean? So always have a reference point for what that money will do for you. That's the whole purpose of me saying that. Always have a reference point on what that money will do for you. Because especially if you're getting into business or you're raising your prices or something, you being a good person, you don't want to just charge people out of the wazoo, but you want to keep in mind, okay, this is 5 car payments. This is 3 car payments. This is okay. I know that doing this, I can do my work, do it well, and I got 3 mortgage payments. That's what's up. So if I get 4 people to pay me this month, wow, the mortgage is paid for the year. That's cool. And then you start building that way. Once you get more comfortable in that, it'll be a whole lot easier. But once you start there, you know the reference, you're like, all right, I need to go there. And again, I'm just using mortgage payments as an arbitrary number. It could be whatever you want. It could be, this is the mortgage payment to my dream house one day. And so that's what the price is going to be. But either way, make sure that you stand firm on that. And when you're negotiating, let people know, like, look, if this isn't something that you can do, if this is something that you really want, let me know how close you can get to that. And then we'll talk from there. And, you know, it depends in different businesses and different industries or whatnot. But set out all that to say, for those of you that are just hopping on, make sure whenever you are trying to figure out, how am I going to make money in this year? How am I going to make money next year? How am I going to make money? Figure out what it is that you actually sell. Figure out who is willing and able to actually buy it from you. And then just have more conversations with them. That's it. Until next time, we'll talk. Q, appreciate you, bro.